Good morning. Welcome to Uplifting Moments. My name is Jay Stone. I'm a member of the Empower Network. And for the next few minutes, I'd like to tell you a very special story. Well, to begin with, back on Thanksgiving Eve, I was watching this video by the co-founder of Empower Network. His name is David Woods. And that video was really moving. It touched on the fact that we all have magical moments in our life, and the fact that there are no coincidences in life. So Dave posed a challenge to the viewers to basically look within ourselves and tap in on some of those magical moments. And upon giving that challenge, I said to myself, it's kind of ironic, but then again, not coincidental that the name David, Davis, or Dave has played a major role in my life in terms of making large sums of money. To begin with, my great-grandmother's name is was Nanny Hubbard Davis. Davis was her maiden name. And without my grandmother, or I should say great-grandmother, my grandmother wouldn't have been born, and my mother wouldn't have been born, and I wouldn't be sitting here telling this story. We can't forget about my father because his sperm met my mother's eggs, and boom, here I'm sitting. Anyway, I'm going to go back about 2 or 3 years times 10. As you can tell from this right here, I graduated from college in the mid-'80s. The first company I worked for as a telemarketer, I sold computer publications. It was for a company called Ziff Davis Publishing. And as I said, I was a telemarketer. I sold computer publications. I worked for hourly wage combined with a commission. I made it anywhere from $15 to $20 an hour. And at that time, that was considered really good. It was a part-time job. I had vacation, access to a 401k, and that whole bit. The reason I was doing the part-time work, well, I'm into music. I write songs, I produce, and I do stuff like that. But that's another story for another blog and another time. Anyway, that job lasted for about a year. My division got phased out, and I was back in the streets. So I started scouring, or should I say scanning through the newspapers, and I seen an ad that said, write $1,000 a day, and you can make $1,000 a week. So I called them up, went in, showed them my resume, guy tested me out a little bit, and he put me on the phone. Now, this particular job here was purely commission. I would make 20% on whatever I would write. So I took the job. I'm plugging away. I think the first week I worked for 40 hours and I wrote one deal. It was for $50. And if my math's not correct, if my math is correct, 20% of $50 is $10. For 40 hours, I made $10. Listen, $10 for 40 hours of work. But I didn't despair. I kept plugging away and getting persistent and watching the different guys around the room pitching. The best guy pitching there, his name was David Hollander. I mean, David was a brilliant guy, excellent pitch man. He had a lot of great ideas. And he managed the room for a good while. And I guess about 6 months in, he left. And because I worked so hard and he seen I had something to me in terms of a drive, he made me the manager of the room. And as the manager of the room, we took in 35% of whatever we wrote. And I had about 10 guys working for me. They got paid anywhere from 20 to 22%. So I would get a 12 to 15% override on whatever they wrote. Anyway, make a long story short, that week, my first week as the manager of the room, I made $4,500. Can you imagine $4,500? 26 with $4,500 in my pocket. There's a lot of money there. It went a long ways, I got to tell you. Anyway, I did that for a couple of years, and then I finally got out of that business. The next thing I stumbled into it had to do with telecommunications. I worked for a company called ClearTel, and during that era, it was all about deregulations, and they had deregulated the phone companies. Basically, we would go around and trying to get people to take our phone service, and we would then pay them for whenever a collect call was made with the operator. Anyway, I pitched this guy on the phone right away. He told me I had a job just to come on down. I went down for the interview. There were outside reps, telemarketers, and so forth. And I stayed there to the very end. I was like, listen, you told me on the phone that I had a job. And I guess he liked my attitude, my persistence, or whatever. But his name was David Carver. Like I said, there are no coincidences in life, and everything happens for a reason. About middle of October, I was on the computer, and I stumbled on this video about these two homeless guys, David Woods and David Sharp. And they basically told their story. And to make a long story short, I'm now part of the Empower Network. So, I hope to have you watch my video daily or weekly, depending on how I post. I'm looking to post daily. It's going to be called Uplifting Moments. And I want to help you the way they're going to help me. So if you see the banner to the left of this video, just click the button. Click on the button. Or is it on this side? Click on the button. You see a yellow button, click on it. Watch the video. Tell me what you think. And come back and see me sometime. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Stop recording video.